Hey guys, Len here at Lionstrong Athletics. Welcome to another live workout. Today we're going to do a little bit different. We're going to do a cardio-based workout. Now, I do 3 different types of cardio. The first I do is a high-intensity interval training based off of one thing. So I'm doing sled pushes, or I'm doing sprints, or all-out rowing, stuff like that. The second kind I do is circuit training. Again, it's very like HIIT, high intensity interval training. I'm trying to go as hard as I can during these, but I set out different exercises, create a little circuit for myself. The third kind that I do is more of a distance cardio, whether it be walking on the treadmill for a while on an incline, maybe a very light jog, or just something that goes for a little bit longer. Today I want to do the second kind, and that is the circuit kind. The reason why I like to include this in my workouts is it's intense, it's athletic. I feel like I get a really good change in my heart rate, and I burn a lot of calories. And I feel like after the workout, for the next maybe 24 hours, I'm still burning calories based off this workout because it's so intense. And I can't stress enough, doing circuits just keeps that athleticism in the gym when we're lifting weights. We're not really training very much athleticism, very much real world stuff. And kind of putting together circuits is a great way to maintain that if you can't, or if you can't do as much sports on the side, or if you don't have sports available to you. This is a great way to stay athletic, is set up these kind of circuits. So I have a whole bunch of equipment around here that I've kind of pulled from the gym. It's great to have your own gym where you can set this up. But if you're at a gym, try to move things all to one area, and that way you're not taking a whole bunch of space. For example, I have a ball here that I've grabbed for one of my exercises and a bike. What I would do to that is, in a gym, I just make sure these are beside each other. I would have everything compact, and that way I'm not bothering people, and that way I'm keeping to my own, and we can keep our rest times really short. So for these circuits today, I want it to be intense. I want it to be all out from myself. We're going to start with 20 to 25 seconds on and maybe a 10-second rest. I'm going to be variable with these. So if I don't feel like it's enough time, then I'm going to add to that time of intensity. If I feel like I'm not getting enough rest, I'm going to add to that rest. But we're going to start with why don't we start with a 20-second on, 10-second off circuit here. So the first thing that we're going to do, a first circuit that I have, is going to be the bike. We're going to go all out for 20 seconds. We're then going to rest for 10 seconds. Then I'm going to do an upper body ball slam. What that means, I have this ball. This ball does bounce. Remember, in the gym, colors are warnings. So this colorful ball, as I drop it, will bounce in the air, whereas if you see a black ball, it generally will stick to the ground. So I want a colorful ball here because I want it to be mostly my upper body doing the work, especially after just doing the bike where it's just total lower body. And then our third exercise, I'm going to be on the bench here, and I'm going to do mountain climbers. This is going to train my abs, my hip flexors. It's going to provide a lot of cardio, obviously. And it's going to make me kind of side training for sprints and just be better at that takeoff on sprints. So it does translate a little bit into athleticism and a little bit into sports. So let's go. Let's start with the bike here. I've already preset it for myself, but you want it around hip height. And you want to set it up so these 20 seconds are going to be intense. I am timing this whole workout. I have my iPhone on the ground, and it's on just a continual clock. I can see it from here. I can see it from everywhere that I'm going to be hitting these exercises. We're going to go 20 seconds on, 10-second rest, starting in 5 seconds. And go. 5 seconds left. Come on. And time, you see I didn't have it intense enough at the start, so I had to crank that up. I have my 10-second rest. It's not much. We're already going into that ball slam. Already my heart is racing. This is exactly what I want. I'm going right into those mountain climbers. I'm trying to bring my knee all the way up. Fast pace as I can without getting too sloppy. 5 seconds. Whew. Deep breaths. Try to recover. If you're really struggling, great way to recover. Hands on knees, bend over, take the weight off your upper body. This is the fastest way to recover. Okay. Heart rate's slowly coming down. It's very intense. As you can tell, I'm breathing really heavily. I just did 3 exercises basically back to back, and that's the circuit. Now what I want to do as far as rest time is let my heart rate drop enough where I feel confident that I can go at that same intensity again. If you're just starting out and you actually went that hard, that might take you 5 minutes. I'm hoping to be fully recovered in maybe 2 minutes here total. But intensity is the name of the game when it comes to this type of cardio. I feel my heart rate's probably back down to 125. My top end there, I don't have a measuring device. You can wrap one around your body for your heart rate. Apple Watch is okay. It'll do the job. I was probably up in the 170s as far as heart rate, which is good for me. I'd love to get to 180 if I can in these following sets. But when I do that, I'm going to be completely out of breath. So please bear with me. I'm feeling pretty much ready to go. I'm going to give myself another 30 seconds. I'm going to prep. I'm going to walk over to the bike. This type of cardio, this high intensity training, is also amazing for the brain. I'm competing with myself to be a better version every single time. And to know that I can accomplish these tasks if I put myself to it. I know I'm not going to quit. I'm going to go hard. All right. 15 seconds on the clock and I'm going again. I can't stress enough the importance of exercise. Not just on the physical, but on the mental as well. 5 seconds. Here we go. Come on. Whew. I may have had it a touch too intense at that time. We're moving right into it. Five seconds. and into mountain climbers. Here we go. And time. Oh. Oh, man. You'll have to forgive me for struggling to breathe here. That intensity is so important. As a side note, it's not necessarily what I'm going for. Honestly, it's a great way to burn that fat as well. I've never seen a sprinters train like this. They train very intense. And they're all ripped. Because high intensity training can be absolutely great for fat loss. Just make sure to start at your own level. It's very important. You might not be able to rush into what I'm doing right now. That's okay. If you're brand new at this and you want to do this same circuit, that's great. It's a fantastic circuit at any level. What I would suggest is hit this bike for 10 seconds all out. And then take a 30-second to a minute rest at first. And then hit the slams for 10 seconds all out. And then again, 30-second to minute rest. And then on to the mountain climbers. And over time, you'll be able to work your way up to something like this where, I was barely resting, right? That being said, I'm going to go one more set of this. So 3 times through this circuit. I am actually going to make it a little bit easier for myself because I felt like my output was failing a little bit. So instead of 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off, I'm going to go 15 seconds on, 15 seconds off. Still for that 15 seconds, I'm going to try my best to keep maximum output. It's so important. Okay, I'm going to make our way over to the bike. My shoelace came undone. I'm going to tie that up real fast. But while we're waiting, while we're recovering, good option is make sure you're staying hydrated as well. I'm at a point where my body can handle a lot more than most people. But a good option is between each of these sets, hang out. You can sit down if you need to. Have sips of water. The reason I say sips is if you're chugging back a bunch and then going straight into these mountain climbers, it's going to be rumbling in your stomach and it's not going to be fun. Trust me. Okay. We're going to do one more round here. I'm going to start in 15 seconds. We're going to go 15 seconds on, 15-second rest. 10 seconds. It's my last round here, so I'm not going to hold back. Here we go. Come on. Come on. Oh, quads are on fire after that. Just a slight longer break, but it's not by much. When you're doing these circuits, time flies. There we go, 15 seconds. Come on. Oh. I'm gonna grab some water and take a seat. After the full circuit is done, I'm gonna take a full break. Give myself time to fully recover before I pop into the second circuit. This is a great chance to grab some water. I love doing this with a friend at the gym. Maybe I'll show you that next time. I'll invite a friend here. An athlete that can take us through some of the moves that they like to do with these circuits. The best part of these circuits is you can do pretty much whatever you want. The versatility is endless. We can use the bike, the treadmill, the stair climber, the rower, or we could also use all these other tools like the sled, balls that bounce, balls that are dead balls. We're going to do a rope next, that's why it's out. There's just so much versatility. You don't even have to have equipment. We can do body weight squats, squat jumps, burpees. Every ab movement I could think of could be part of this as well. So the versatility is endless. You can switch it up every time. I do. That way I kind of stay athletic and stay doing new things all the time. So here's a great chance to get in some water. Try not to have too much. Remember, once this workout is done, I can drink all the water I want and I can refill my body because obviously I'm starting to sweat a lot. But I'm getting pretty well recovered now. So it's time to get moving. And we're going to go walk through what we're going to do next and set those exercises up. Because I'm training out of my own gym, it's already set up. But if you're training out of a big box gym, while you're recovering, think of what you want to do. You don't necessarily have to come into the gym with a full plan of, hey, I'm going to do this, this, and this. You can look around and go, what's free? What is open for me to use? And you can make fun circuits based off of that. Just don't feel like you're locked into a plan all the time. You're not. You can do whatever you want. It's going to stimulate the same factors regardless of if we're doing bike or if I was sprinting on the treadmill or whatever it is. Okay. So we're going to be moving on. Another circuit of 3. I like to create 3 or 4 exercises. Today I just have a couple 3. We're going to be doing ropes that are alternating. We're going to be doing burpees that are based mostly off the bottom half. So I'm leaving the jump portion out of it. I'm doing kind of the tuck and up movement. And then my last exercise is going to be the box jump right here. My quads are already pretty torn up from that bike. So the box jumps are going to be extra hard, but that's okay. I'm just going to adjust this in so the box doesn't go anywhere. Another benefit of having your own gym. I'm getting a little hot now, so it's time to get naked. Just kidding. I mean topless. Let's remove this for a second. Sorry about that. We're back. We're rolling. Okay, so First exercise, let's start with the burpees. There's no rhyme or reason as to what order you do for these exercises because you're going in a circuit, but I would recommend trying to avoid back-to-back leg exercises or back-to-back arm exercises, and try to have it alternating-ish. So we're going to be doing these burpees, which is a lot of abs and a lot of legs. Moving on to our ropes, which is predominantly arms and shoulders, a little bit of lats, and then over to these box jumps, which unfortunately is going to be legs again. Okay, so let's go burpees right here. Move the ropes out of the way for now. I think I'm going to keep with the same cycle I had for the last set of the previous circuit, where I was 15 seconds on, 15-second rest. And we're going to give it a go like that. So for these burpees, I'm going down. I'm going to push my feet backwards, push my feet forwards, and then just pop back up. I'm not going to do that jump portion because I'm already hitting that jump portion in the box jumps. So I don't want to do it twice. All right, I'm going to go. 5-second start. 15-second on, 15-second off. Here we go. Not so bad. I might try and pick up the pace next time. We're going to move on to the ropes. And here we go. Remember, it's all about intensity. So I'm trying to do that as hard as fast as possible. And box jumps for 15 seconds. And that's another set down. I'm going to take a quick rest. Let my heart rate come back down. Probably approaching 180 beats a minute there. I can feel I'm still pounding probably 160, 165. I know that's just based off of feel and how often I've trained and checked heart rates. I kind of know what it feels like at certain ranges. And you will too if you keep track on an iWatch or Apple Watch. It's good enough. You don't need to go buy something crazy. But you can check. As I can feel my heart beating, I can kind of figure out what range I'm in. And then every time, over time, I'm trying to push those ranges. Trying to get better, push myself to a higher level. But in between, I can't stress enough letting that heart rate drop back down, or else your subsequent sets become absolute trash. And you have a lower output. Your heart rate actually can't get as high as if you took the rest because you're at such a low output. So give yourself time in between these sets. I'm almost ready. We're going to go back to those burpees. Move this out of the way. So my first set of burpees, I felt like maybe I wasn't being intense enough, because at the end of that 15 seconds, I still felt like I needed a little bit more. So I'm going to try to pick up my pace and make up for it that way. Okay. We're going to be starting in about 15 seconds. So faster pace, try to make it more of an all-out thing. I don't want to be pedestrian going through these motions. I want to push myself. Here we go. Getting sloppy. Really sloppy at the beginning. So I gave myself extra 5 seconds of struggle to make up for it. That's okay. All right. Here we go. Starting to fade hard. One more set here at the box jumps. I got this. 3. I was a little sloppy on my technique. Probably on all 3 exercises, unfortunately. My heart rate still got way up there. So I'm happy about that. I've only got 1 set left. Now, if you're having trouble with form, like I did on those burpees, that's largely from me being tired. And maybe my nerves not firing properly with my muscles because of fatigue. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to change the technique so I'm just doing the back and forth jump. And the reason I'm doing that is so that I can keep proper technique and focus more on just going all out as opposed to losing my technique and having a half-ass set. I don't want to have that. I feel like I was okay for the ropes and box jumps were fine. Still going to keep the 15 and 15. Small sip of water. And we're going to get back to it. I'm on my last set. All this movement's pulling on my mic. I think we're doing pretty good so far. 10 seconds and I'm going to go. My last set of the day. Here we go. Much better. More intense. And way better form. Going right into these ropes. Five seconds. That is the perfect way to finish off a day. I was able to go all out on those bottom burpees, all out on the rope, and all out on the box jumps. I feel really happy with that. It's always good to end the day on a strong note. And now we just want to recover. And if you're doing it yourself, take as long as you need. You don't need to be rushing anywhere. Get your breath. Get some water. Feel free to lay against the wall or lie down on the floor if that's what you need. And deep breaths. This workout's going to be with me for the next 24 hours. It's called EPOC. And I'm going to be continually burning more calories throughout the day. That's the benefit of doing high intensity things. And certainly strength training does that as well if you train very intense. But this is another way, cardio based, that you can do that. So that's it. That workout took me 30 minutes. And I am completely spent. For the majority of you, that 30 minutes is honestly going to be too much. So what I recommend is, for these circuits, 10 seconds on, 30 seconds off, and maybe you only do 1 or 2 sets of it. Especially if you're new to this kind of training, you need to work your way up. You got to train your heart to be able to handle that, and train the rest of your muscles to be able to handle that endurance too. Finally, my heart rate's down. I'm feeling good. I definitely got a good sweat on. First thing post-exercise, I'm going to make myself a protein shake with at least 40 grams of protein and some sort of carb source in there as well. I like to put just a little bit of a Gatorade or something like that, just to replenish my electrolytes as they are currently pouring out of my skin. So it's good to get that in. And then go get some food, something that has a decent amount of protein. Don't be afraid of carb intake. You can eat a lot of carbs. Where we don't want to go is where you're eating a lot of greasy fats. So don't go to that burger spot and get a fatty, greasy burger where half the calories come from fats. I want you to get a meal where a lot of calories are coming from carbs and protein especially. Good, all right. So I'm done. Now we got to clean this place up, make it look good. But I want you to go and try this yourself. Start easy, break into it slow. If you have any questions, feel free to message me, and I'll do my best to reply or make a video about it for you in the future. Catch you later.